Hello everyone, welcome to this week's video. I was asked to make a little model and I made the model, and it is the model of a maggot, which was kind of interesting because I am not the biggest fan of anything that crawls, slithers and is otherwise like on the ground. Like snakes are fine, but like anything insectoid, most insectoid things, especially if they're crawling, I do have my issues with. I do find them a bit revolting, and yeah, it was interesting actually looking at reference pictures for this particular model. Again, this was something that I basically just said I would do because a friend of mine was saying, hey, I would really like a model like... They had some reference and were like, shit, I really would like a model like that in public chat. And I was like, you know what, I can do that. And then I went ahead and I made that specifically. So this is how the whole thing came together. This is why I actually made this. I don't need this for anything myself. It's just something that I know people like not directly asked for, but I was saying I can make this. I used a tube. I extruded most parts of the tube to make like the typical worm or maggot or centipede shape, basically. So I looked at reference material that looked similar to this. The extrusion on the side, the extra extrusion for the smaller bits, where I'm just putting in the side blobs, is basically just for the maggot to have a bit more detail. I saw a few animals that have this, so I put this in to have it referenced. And this is basically just a half of the whole thing, because the animation or animating rigging the thing was the actual interesting part. Took me a bit of time to actually get around to do the head of the thing, because I didn't really have a good idea of how to start with that. Obviously a tube again that I then extruded in a few times, made it smaller to the front and especially flatter to the front, so I had this kind of novel shape, but I was really stuck a bit on how I want to form the whole like mouth shape. The eyes, as you can see, were relatively simple to make. Just a flat blob, basically, again, that is stuck on the side of the head. These are kind of simple creatures, so I don't need that much detail on them. And yeah, for the mouth is actually not movable. The mouth is it's just simply there. I cannot open it, or it is not openable. But I extruded this just to have like a bit more detail. This is something that I saw on the actual creature as well. The little, I don't know, mandible, I guess, on the front. I'm not really sure about why it needs that. I didn't read anything up about it, but yeah, I modeled it as well. And then I took to the legs, which is kind of interesting because I learned that these creatures actually only have 6 legs as well, and they are all in the front, apparently, or at least from the pictures I saw. They had the 6 legs in the front, which kind of makes sense. They are insects, they have 6 legs, but I totally expected them to have way more than that, or to have to like move on little stumps or something. But they actually have like 6 legs. They kind of move on, and they have a whole, I'm not sure, appendix or no, appendix is the wrong thing. Thorax, I think, is the right word here. They have a whole thorax behind them, which is also typical for insects, I guess. Like bees have that, and a lot of other insects have a segmented kind of body. And again, these are mostly, I think, larvae states of other creatures. So makes sense that they like later would evolve and shed that, drop that, whatever, melt out of it. But I'm sorry, this morning shift week I am kind of tired. But yeah, this is the modeling basically of this, and we are going into the whole rigging process in a bit. But yeah, UV mapping this was actually fairly easy because it was just a bunch of tubes that I could cut open, and then yeah, just give it proper materials. So here it is. I was playing around with the whole surfaces here a bit. Like I wanted to have this look okay-ish, and I saw that a lot of the maggots like kind of shiny, so I tried to give it that as well. Then I transferred it into a figure. Not transferred, transmuted it, I'm not sure. And yeah, subdividing this into different pieces on the geometry editor into different face groups was a bit annoying, because the whole thing is like I tried to make this as symmetrical as possible, but it wasn't that easy. And yeah, it's a lot of switching around between the different styles to grab the things, mostly with lasso and lasso selection, and the and another one. But yeah, the interesting thing was, after I subdivided this into the faces, I thought, do I want to start from the front or from the back? And both felt kind of wrong. Like I was like, okay, if this is controlled from the front, then whenever like the creature tries to get up, you have to remodel the whole creature. You have to set the whole creature again. If you start from the tail, let's call it tail, you kind of have to remodel or you have to repose the whole thing when it like wags its tail or something. And what I then caught on was why usually things start with the hip, and this is where I basically started. I was like, hey, most human models start with the hips, so I'm gonna do the same. And I started with the middle part, and then I took one group of bones to the front, where it's basically the single pieces of the carapace basically have their own, not carapace, but the segments of the worm have their own bone, while in the back toward the thorax, only every two of these parts have their own bone, which makes the creature a bit stiffer than it would be in real life, but I think it kind of works out. And yeah, very, very simple weight mapping on this. I basically just gave it a starting weight map, and then I smoothed this out a bit on the edges, left and right, basically. And it's actually not that much, but it works quite well. You will see me move this in position in a bit. I think this is still part of the video, so we will see. But yeah, this was basically the whole thing. Just grabbing all the different rotations and just smoothing down the weight mapping a bit, so it can move. And I'm surprised that this actually worked kind of well on the first try, but this also like shows me that I am kind of where I want with the whole thing. And I will maybe look into the human model that I was building again. But yeah, here we go. I can pose this, which is kind of funny and cute looking. And I'm really happy with how the whole thing turned out. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Well, that's it for this video. There is a still of the maggot in the end, at the end, and yeah. Thanks for watching. I will stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one.